Hello, my name is Pavel. This channel is about entrepreneurship, business, and intellectual property. Enormous number of people these days are using Midjourney to create art, and many people are using Midjourney to create images, designs for sales on the platforms like Etsy or Amazon or OpenSea. So I wanted to spare you some time and I went through the terms and conditions of Midjourney so you don't have to read them. And I prepared in this video some brief notes about what are the main terms that you need to be aware as a digital content creator. And also, I provided you some practical tips on what the terms and conditions imply for your art. So I'll go through issues like who owns AI generated art, uh, how do I make sure that my art is not infringing on someone else's intellectual property, or what are the rules for Midjourney platform that I need to be aware of and I need to follow. I will go section by section. And before we start, why you need to understand the terms and conditions. And the first thing is that you need to see what are the possible implications for my art, what can I do with these designs and images, what are the possibility. You need to understand the risks and be able to manage them. You also see the limitations of the platform and understand how your input is used by Midjourney. Terms of service or terms of use, as they call it also, is the document that you agree to when you sign up for the service. It's usually some box that you tick when you register. And it's basically a legally binding agreement between you as a user and the service providers. And if you are not following the agreement, the service provider can cancel your account. So they start with describing the service, and first it's quite a usual common type of provision that they are not guaranteeing that the service will be always stable, will be always up to your expectations, and that you'll be happy with the result. It's quite common to among many websites. What's interesting later is that they don't provide any guarantees that the outcomes that they generate will be suitable for intended use. In terms of digital art, it means they cannot guarantee that the outcome that produced by Midjourney will not be infringing on someone else's IP or copyright. And of course, you know how Midjourney works. So it's based on the models which are trained on the data available on internet. So for example, if you are asking Midjourney to draw a generic image of black and white cat, it will use the data on all black and white cats available on internet, and there is a high probability that the image as you get as a result will be very much close to some other image of black and white cat available on internet, which could be an original art. Scenario number two is that you ask Midjourney to create an edited version of the existing art, or painting, or photograph, and add some kind of your spin on this. In both of these cases, you might be infringing on someone else's copyright because your works can be considered as copies of someone else's work. So the biggest tip here, what to do, is to check for copies. So once you get an image generated by Midjourney, you can search for it on Google Images, and you can check whether there are similar or identical images. So if you find identical images, probably you are risking to be infringing on the copyright of someone else, on the author of this original image. Next, we have age restriction. Midjourney is ranked as 13, so it means that you need at least to be 13 years old to be able to use the service, or you need your parents' permission to create the account and use the service. Parents, please attention here because Midjourney does not guarantee that the content that your children will access there on Midjourney will be suitable and for children and will be family friendly, because they say it's a new technology, and so the result could be that some inappropriate content will be visible. So you may want to check what your kids are doing with Midjourney. Next, we have the provision about personal information and how this is used, what information is collected about you, and how they're sharing this information with other partners, commercial providers, or whether they sell the information. So you can check more on using their privacy policy, and I would say the conditions again here are quite commonly used by other services. Next on the list, we have copyright and ownership. And this is perhaps one of the biggest issues with these terms and conditions, and most important for digital artists. Why? Is because platforms like Amazon or Etsy, they have requirements that in order to sell there, you need to be the owner of the art, or you need to have a permission from the copyright or trademark owner to sell. If you don't this permission, if you don't have this permission, the original copyright owner have the mechanism how to take down your work from sales, and they can ban it and remove the listing. So that's why it's important to understand the Midjourney's conditions when it comes to copyright. And they have two types of assets here. One is input, the things that you input in the system, the prompts, and the second is outputs, things that you get out of the system. When it comes to input, the prompts, and basically these can be in themselves copyright protected as they're created by human, and you are the owner of the copyrights for the prompt. But it explicitly says in the conditions that you grant Midjourney permission, you grant them the license to use those prompts and display to others and keep them and process them even after your account is cancelled. Then we have the next option when it comes to outcome from Midjourney. And here we have two scenarios that they provide in the terms and conditions. So first one is that you are using a free version and paid version. If you are using free version, they are saying that you don't own the copyright for the images that you create, but you are given a license from Midjourney to do so under the terms of Creative Commons non-commercial attribution license. What it means, if you're using Midjourney and you're using the free version, so any time that you share this work to outside Midjourney, you need to say that the image comes from Midjourney, it was created by Midjourney, and you're not allowed to use it commercially. When it comes to paid version, they say that in this case you own the copyrights and you own the images. But there's a very huge elephant in this room when it comes to copyright and ownership, and this is basically copyright on AI generated images or works, because there is also a case law on this, and that says that AI generated art cannot be copyrightable, because in order to be copyright protected, something needs to be created by human, not by a machine. So yes, and also you can watch some other videos on how to protect AI created art. This is the first one. And then basically, regardless of what Midjourney says in their terms and conditions, there could be no copyright on AI art. If there is no copyright on AI, it means there is no one person who can own this art. It becomes everyone's property. Everyone is free to use this art because it's no one's property. Next, we have DMCA and Takedown policy, and it's basically the mechanism which is used by Amazon or Etsy. So if you see on Midjourney that someone is using or posting the original artwork that was created by you, you can ask Midjourney to take this image away as an original copyright owner if was made without your permission. And here we see the community guidelines. And it's important, Midjourney says that Midjourney is not a democracy. So this is community that need to be uh, built on respect. So please follow those terms here, because otherwise they can cancel your membership in the community. So no hate speech, no offensive images or expressions. I hope you find this video useful. You also can go ahead and read the terms of service yourselves. But the main provisions are here and the main things that you need to know. Please stay updated on my videos. And please subscribe and like and ask questions in the comments if you have some.